Hey, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire video number 65. Just uploaded 64, so maybe, I don't know, maybe you're watching these right back to back. Maybe you're watching these a couple hours removed from each other. I don't know, YouTube won't let me upload more than one video at a time. Like, I can have them like in queue, like one waiting to start uploading until the one before it has finished. But it's not like I can be like, ooh, 64 and 65, so they're both up like at the same time. No, 64 has to finish first, and then 65 will start uploading, and each one takes a couple of hours. Since I started doing these videos in HD, yeah, they take a lot longer to upload. I've thought about going back down to 480p, just because, I mean, these are video games, and, you know, the reason I started doing these in HD was because I had a lot of people in Expert Emerald asking me, oh, why do you only do, you know, I was doing 240p actually, like, oh, why don't you upload in HD? HD is where it's at, you need to do HD. I started doing 480p towards the end of Expert Emerald, but I still had people asking, you should do HD, do HD. So, I'm doing 720p now. But, I don't know, thinking I might go back down to 480. Anyway, here's Glacia. I healed all my Pokemon while I didn't record that. So I healed all my Pokemon off camera. And we are ready now to take on Elite Four Glacia, who sends out Glalie. Alright, Umaga, let's see what you got. Ice Pokemon, they're weak. They actually have quite a few weaknesses. They are weak to fighting Pokemon, like Umaga here. They are weak to fire, which I have in Wednesday. They are weak to steel. They are weak to rock. And they are weak to... is that it? I think that's it, actually. Fighting, fire, rock, and steel. I have a fighting type Pokemon and I have a rock type or a fighting and fire type Pokemon. My fire type Pokemon knows a rock type move. I don't have a steel type move in my repertoire though, so hopefully she'll have a few dual type Pokemon that we can send out. Pokemon like Turtwig. Am I forgetting anything that ice is weak to? I don't think I am. Anyway, here's Frostlass, Kimona, Ice / Ghost. So in addition to the regular ice type weaknesses, except fire, its ghost typing actually makes it immune, not fire, fighting. Its ghost typing actually makes it immune to fighting type. But then it also gives it weaknesses to other ghost type moves and dark type moves. So, yeah. Turtwig, of course, being a grass type, is weak to ice, so it may not have been the best idea to send him in, but he's got that Night Slash, which is why I did that. We'll send Umaga back in now. Also, Umaga's stats are now reset. Umaga's defense went down after using that close combat on the Glalie, so hopefully Umaga will be able to take any attacks this Frostlass throws at him. Frostlass uses Blizzard. Blizzard will continue to be 100% accurate while the hailstorm goes on. If this continues to be a problem, well, not really. I was going to say if this continues to be a problem, I'll send in Ahab to do Rain Dance, but the hail just stopped, so I guess I won't be doing that. She's going to send in another Frostlass now. Wednesday got really lucky there and avoided the Blizzard. I don't think it would have knocked him out. It would have been neutral because of his dual typing, but it still would have done a lot of damage. Glacia uses full restore. I'll use another flamethrower. Wonder if Glacia will use another full restore. Yep, sure does. Alright, let's go with another flamethrower. Wednesday also has rock slide, but you know, flamethrower is just so much better in this case because it has a lot more power to it. It's got a higher power, and it's stabbed. Rock slide is not stabbed, and it has a lower power. And by stabbed means same type something something. Basically meaning if a fire type Pokemon uses flamethrower with, you know, the same level and special attack stat, another Pokemon uses flamethrower with the same stats, fire types will be stronger just because it's the same type. There's a lot of things in Pokemon that I assume to be common knowledge, but you know, sometimes when I watch other videos and I hear people mention stab, but then I see in the comments like, oh, what's stab? What does that mean? You know, I realize that, you know, it might not be common knowledge. So whenever I use terms like that, I always try and kind of explain what it means. But yeah, stab stands for same type ability. I don't know, same type. It's same type something something. And then we have Latias who used Thunderbolt. Turtwig has already fainted, so I mean, there's really no point in not Mega Evolving Latias at this point. Latias is at a type disadvantage defensively, so you know, I'm thinking if the Mega Evolution raises its defense or special defense any, which it does, then you know, it's a good idea. I was lucky that the Sheer Cold didn't get Latias because that's a one-hit KO move. I don't know if I was lucky. I guess I would have been more unlucky if it did hit me because it has an extremely low accuracy, like 30 accuracy. So, yeah. Hail on the Glalie. Or Psychic on the Glalie. The Glalie uses Hail, which is a really bad move on his part, I think. If the Glalie had, you know, something like Ice Beam, which I'm sure it does, or maybe it doesn't, maybe it just has Blizzard, and it's setting up the Hail so that the Blizzard won't miss, but, you know, Psychic is just going to take out the Glalie here. And we defeated Glacia. Okay, time to heal up again. Here's my question for you all. Question of the day. You know, taking on the Elite Four here. I'm not talking about the champion. I'm talking only about the Elite Four. Sydney, Phoebe, Glacia, and Drake. Who is the most difficult for you to battle? In this particular instance, for me at least, it is Drake. An Expert Emerald, I don't think I had too much of an issue with Drake, because I did have that Wall Rain on my team, which helped a lot. I also had a Flygon, which helped out. But in this particular game, I had a very tough time with Drake. I think in the past, I've had trouble with Glacia. For whatever reason, I don't tend to match up against Ice-type Pokemon very well. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Fire and Fighting, really until I started doing these YouTubes on LP, or did you hear that? Since I started doing these LPs on YouTube, Fire and Fighting type Pokemon weren't Pokemon that I had on my team a lot. So I always had trouble with Ice types just in general. But yeah, I would say in this one it's definitely Drake here. But what about you guys in your, you know, battles on Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or maybe just Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald? Who was the toughest Hoenn Elite Four member for you? Answer in the comments, and I'll go over your answers in the next video. You're a little dramatic, don't you think, sir? Alright, fourth and final member of the Elite Four, Drake. Starts off with Altaria. Well, crap. I started off with Turtwig because he's got that dragon type move, but Altaria, guess what? Altaria is immune to dragon types. So, yeah. If you've got a fairy type, you've got this in the bag, basically. Because his Pokemon just use a barrage of strong dragon type moves. Dragon Pulse. That was a move that I meant to teach Latias before I came here, but either I just forgot or I wasn't like able to for some reason. I think I just forgot. Ahab uses Ice Beam on the Altaria Q-Tip, and yeah, it does some pretty decent damage. It's just super effective. It's not really freaking effective. So, that damage did about what I expected it to do. And by really freaking effective, if you're familiar with my LPs, you know what I mean by that. But if you're not, when a move is 4 times effective, for instance, Thunderbolt on a Pelipper would be 4 times effective because Pelipper is water type and flying type, both of which are weak to electric. That means an electric type attack would do 4 times the damage as opposed to just 2 times. So whenever an attack does 4 times the damage, I refer to that as really freaking effective, as opposed to just the super effectiveness of a double 2 times attack. Prior to Gen 5, an Ice Beam would have been really freaking effective against Altaria. Or prior to Gen 6, I mean. Gen 5 and prior. Here's Flygon, Dragon/Ground. So this is another Pokemon that would be really freaking weak to Ice. Uses Flamethrower on Umaga, which doesn't do very much. Umaga will use post-combat. Even though that's just neutral against the Flygon, I guess Umaga is just that awesome in that it took him out. So that's cool. Altaria and Flygon are down. Now we've got Salamence. Dun dun dun! Excuse me. Well, yeah, too bad, Umaga. Umaga has fainted in every single battle I've had against the Elite Four members so far. Let's see if we can get Ahab to do an Ice Beam. Salamence uses Dragon Rush. Whoa. Are you kidding me? Ugh. If Ahab had not flinched and was able to get off that Ice Beam, I'm pretty convinced it would have taken out Salamence. Because Salamence, again, is really freaking weak to Ice, being Dragon and Flying. Alright, Turtwig, let's see what you can do. Dual Chop, let's see how much that does. I am hesitant to Mega Evolve Turtwig here because of that. Now, if he had survived that Dragon Rush somehow, I probably would have Mega Evolved him and then had him use Dual Chop, which would have, you know, given him the stab, and plus it would have given him a little extra attack power, and that I'm pretty sure that would have knocked out the Salamence. But, you know, in hindsight, I should have just gone ahead and Mega Evolved him anyway, because even without being a Dragon type, he still fell to 1 Dragon Rush, so. I sent in Wednesday to get the Yawn. I got really lucky that that Dragon Rush missed and I was able to get the attack off. But it looks like even if it hadn't missed, I still would have been able to get the attack off, so. But now he's asleep, and still got Wednesday in here. Salamence avoided the rock slide. Rock slide will be super effective against the Salamence. Flamethrower will be not very effective. Earthquake will not hit him at all. Drake used a full restore. I should have known. I already had him set up to use Rock Slide. I should have known he would have used a full restore there. I should have used Yawn. Dragon Rush, that will hit him, and that will knock out Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, if I had been able to get him back to sleep, that would have been good. But oh well. Alright, Latias, let's see what you can do. Dragon Rush is a move that I've always tended to stay away from just because it doesn't have the highest accuracy. But, you know, after seeing what it's doing here, dang, I should really think about, like, keeping Dragon Rush, like, teaching my Pokemon Dragon Rush when they want to learn it. He was able to take him out there with Dragon Pulse. That actually, I'm not going to lie, that actually surprised me that he was able to take out that Salamence with the Dragon Pulse, because Dragon Pulse is not a particularly strong Dragon-type move. But I guess Latias, Mega Latias' special attack is just that good. So Kingdra uses Yawn on Mega Latias. Dragon Breath will be able to knock out Kingdra. And now Latias is asleep. Flygon. So he has 2 Flygons. That's interesting. You know what I just realized? Every Pokemon that Drake has on his team, Altaria, Flygon, Salamence, and Kingdra, are all Pokemon that I have used in previous YouTube Let's Plays. So, here's a little SirNoctowl trivia. I do this every now and then. I don't put it in the description like I do the question of the day. This is more to see if you guys are actually listening. But SirNoctowl trivia. For those of you who know my Let's Plays, Altaria, Flygon, Salamence, and Kingdra, the Pokemon Drake has on his team, I have used every single one of those Pokemon in previous Let's Plays. What Let's Plays did I use them in, and what were their nicknames? Answer in the comments, and the winner will get, I don't know, they'll just get, like, I don't, the pride and happiness of knowing they were right, I guess. I'm keeping Latias in there to see if she'll wake up. Ruby is confused, yet still asleep. You know what? Now would be a good time for me to use a full restore, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to do that. Because it will wake up, become unconfused, and its HP will go back up. Whoa. Critical hit. Okay. Well, so much for the full restore. That was a complete waste of a full restore. Here's Ahab. Ahab is the last Pokemon I have on my team. Ahab is the last Pokemon I have that has not fainted. Supersonic didn't hit, which is good. Critical hits. I don't think I really needed the critical hit, but I'll take it. Because, yeah, guess what, guys? We just defeated Drake with an Ice Beam. Yeah, Supersonic only has an accuracy of like 55, I think, so it's kind of 50-50 whether or not you get hit by it. But if you are the one using it, then it's more like 80-20 that, you know, you'll miss versus you'll hit. That's just the way these things go, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. In the next video, which will hopefully be tomorrow, we will take on the champion, Steven. So leave a like, leave a comment, answer the question of the day, answer the SirNoctowl trivia if you can. Bye.